changing. What happened to the good times and happily ever after? The circumstances leave taking chances. What became of the good you've done and all the endless laughter? Better get up, push aside the dirt and dust off the cobwebs. Gotta give it a try. Better get up, can't keep you down. Turn up the heat and turn your life around. You better get up, get up, get up. Hell yeah. You better get up, get up,
Check 1 2 1 2. I'll use my DJ voice. Check 1 2. Partly cloudy weather outside, high of 65 degrees. Tomorrow, sunshiny with a high of 70. Chance of rain only 65%. A little precipitation out there. Won't get you too wet outside, especially if you get in a car wash on this Friday evening. Friday, come out here tonight. Yeah, chicken. All right, chicken boom. All these sound effects. This is the live from the studio in Troy. At the top of the world's largest sonorama. And I am just testing out certain things, going live for the first time. So I don't expect anybody to watch it at all. But this is Dash Talk. Dash Talk is kind of a spinoff, if you will, of Nash Talk. Now, Nash Talk is about the Nashville scene in Tennessee, Music Row, Broadway, artists, new songwriters, older songwriters and artists, producers, whoever, and of course the scene, the history, everything like that. Well, Dash Talk, because I have a friend out there that I met via my posts through all my other things, and it's going through this channel, but actually what I can do is get rid of this personal channel and segue it into the primary YouTube channels. There's Nash Talk, there's Dash Talk, there's Misfits. I'm YFYTZ, about people famous, not famous, past, present, living, and not, and their inventions, their ideas to make life and the world better. Okay, so that's that. Now Dash Talk, if I can. All right, hold on. Let me switch it over. Oh, you like this one, Benny? So I wanted you to see it. Now, I don't usually wear headphones, but in the studio they have a board. And then, of course, they have these microphones. These are different than what I typically use. I don't know how good they sound far and wide. There's volume for them. There's effects. Oh, you'll like this one. And if there's nobody out there, I have this sound effect. Recognize that? I love that. All right. There you go. Okay. So I feel like a cheesy radio DJ. Hold on. What does this button do? Okay. And let's see. If I do something magical, a little glisten there. All right. I like that. And there's a whole bunch more. And if you don't like my joke or not, all right, cool. So that's what's happening. Green screen behind me. It should be a little bit wider. It's actually 8 feet wide, but it seems I've been messing with the lighting and everything else. What else? I don't have a teleprompter in front of me. I don't have a clipboard with a script. I'm just going live to tell me how it sounds. Does it sound okay? I've never used these headphones or this microphone. There's a volume control for me. Check 1 2, lower, lower. Usually I have it set to auto on my other system. All right, check 1 2. Does sound pretty good though. These are RODE microphones, RODE, yeah. And then there's the Rodecaster Pro. Nice board, very high tech. I'm using the house system right now, the Wi-Fi, to get the, let me look at my phone. Let me see if it's coming in okay. Let's see. Okay, there we are. I look a little orangey, don't I? See, on my camera, it looks fine, but I can adjust the lighting. Maybe it's the background. See, on my camera, it looks fine, can adjust the light. Hold on. I have a delay. Let me turn that down. All right. So I guess maybe within the next week or so, Dash Talk, which primarily will be about Detroit, the music scene, which we also have dance party for, but it could be about anything in the metropolitan area, the Tri-County area, Macomb, Wayne. Wayne is downtown Detroit. Um, Oakland County, which seems to be the more affluent. It's in the suburbs, of course, and one of the largest counties in the country. So we can deal with that. And we're also going to deal and look into, and of course, deep dive into people out there that we know, we don't know, we've met online, whatnot. And what that will encompass will be people's lifestyles and, of course, their businesses. They may be a mom and pop, they may be part of a franchise that they run or own, or they may be a singular successful business like this one, Sinorama. I mean, you got to see the building. It's amazing. I was just walking through some of the rooms. I've never been upstairs here on the second floor. And what it does is make signs, the kind you see in buildings, the kind you see on your front lawn, everything in between. It's amazing. And they've got all kinds of facilities downstairs with highly trained people that specialize in that. And of course, they've got conference rooms. There's a lot of motivational rooms. They've got big stickers on the wall, of course. They actually make them and then place them to get people focused, more energetic, more enthused, or enthusiastic, if you will, and also um, just uplifting, building that moral spirit. And well, the gentleman that owns it, Bob, and I know his wife is here as well. They're not in the building at the moment. I just missed them. I wish I would have been able to speak to them before they left for the weekend. But they're just really driven to do good things, not just with their business, but outside of it with other charities and events. And that's exactly what we like to do too here on Dash Talk. Bring out the positive sides of Detroit. That nothing against the major local stations like Fox 2, Channel 4 WDIV, what's the other one? WABC channel 7. I know there's channel 20 as well. But they usually give 7 minutes to the selected few that are able to promote their business and talk about what they're doing and all that. We want to capture more of the behind the scenes story and get the people that don't get their 15 minutes as much as maybe somebody else. And even if they do or have, we'd like them back on and share it to an audience that may have never seen them before. And that's what we're doing behind the scenes, is trying to get not only our audience, which is small at the moment, but a more universal, within the Mecca of Michigan and the Detroit area. So that's what we're trying to do. I love playing with this stuff. It's really cool and portable. Years ago, you'd have to have a big board. And I know some DJ friends of mine pride themselves on these $50,000+ boards with like 20, 30 channels on them. I don't know what they do with all of them. But I'm more of the digital guy that uses apparatuses that are more streamlined and basic, but the quality that they put out as far as audio and visual. I'm using my 4K Nexago camera right now. I'm set at 1080 DPI, or not DPI, whatever the resolution is. But that's as high as I can go at the moment. We can go 4K, but it just slows everything down. I don't think that the Wi-Fi and all that would be able to handle it the way we want. So I'm really kind of maxing it out at the ability and capabilities we're at for the moment. So I'm going to check out a different microphone. Does it get louder or quiet? Because I'm not used to sitting on top of a microphone like some guys. Like some guys will eat the microphone like, hey, how you doing? Yes, I'm the DJ. Okay, no, and I'm not that guy. And it seems like it makes a lot of background noise too. I think that's defeating its own purpose. But let's see. Oh, let me turn this microphone up. So this is the guest microphone way over here. Check 1, 2, check, check. All right. And I think I can go inside. It's a digital screen, but I think I can go in the settings and adjust the EQ, the balance, whatnot. And so far, so good. What else do we have here? Wow. Debbie Downer. I like it. So there you go. So if somebody has a bad joke or a moment, that's what we can hit them with. I like that. And then if we bring on Big Shot Vince, Cricket Man, Cricket Meister, maybe we'll bring Mr. Positive. But I do know that we're going to try to bring on some local um, celebrities, radio personalities. We've got a couple lined up, a few physicians out there. Hey, Roberta, how you doing? And what else? Just things that we can have fun with that you can't really do normally on any of the major markets locally. I hate saying that over and over. But if you know somebody who has a story they'd like to tell and something that they'd like to promote, whether the business is succeeding, I actually was out and about the last several days all over Redford, Farmington, Livonia, Detroit, Troy, Sterling Heights, Shelby Township. I mean, take your pick. I put a few hundred miles on in the last couple of days, and I hate driving. I really do. It's the traffic. It just makes me crazy, especially those roundabouts. But anyway, there are people out there. Take a little mouth break here, a little hydration. And I noticed that when I was going to different places, I became kind of a Groupon guy. I used to be a long time ago. Remember when they first came out? I don't know if some of you remember it. It's an app. Let me see if I can show it to you. See, it's loading up Groupon. So it says Troy, and you can see it. See that? Now, believe it or not, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Groupon. All right. But more importantly, this is another idea that works within the ideas that we already have. I don't know if you know the dynamics of how Groupon works, but for you, anybody that's a consumer, whether you want a massage, a facial, some restaurant out there, an oil change, anything, it provides you with a pretty cool discount within your area. And whatever area you're in, it's going to focus on that, but it can go anywhere. Like I've taken it all over the state and all over different places, even out of state, like, back in Tennessee and Florida. And what it does is it allows you a discount. So let's say you're selling something for $100, like a massage, right? And you may be part of a franchise. Well, like Massage Luxe here, Luxe. Right now since COVID, I think massages on average, just for a 1 hour, no frills, is about $65 to $100 a session, right? Well, now I saw one about 3 weeks ago, and it was like $50. Sometimes you'll see like a flash, it'll go up, it's now $45 or $40. It just keeps kind of going down. And you lock yourself in and you can store it for like 3 to 6 months, something like that, whatever the frame is. And so I went and purchased one for somebody for their birthday, and it was $50. I went and got my windows tinted in Redford the other day, Mr. Tinto or something like that. And I've had my windows tinted professionally from friends, even 5 or 6, 7 years ago, and it was like $120 to $175 just for two windows. And I went to this place the other day, and it said normally $118. I got it for $50 for two windows, and they give you all your choices of 10. And I'm thinking there's got to be some hidden taxes, hidden fees, whatever. So oh, you don't have the right kind of windows, or there's this other fee involved. So I figured I'm going to pay like $70 or something like that. No, and they did a great job. So that was my second success. Then I got an oil change. I've got a brand new 2025 Dodge Ram out there. I've got about 8,000 miles on it. And, of course, it's time for an oil change. They've got 3 levels of oil changes. I don't know if you know this, especially if I'm talking to women out there. And there's the regular oil change with regular oil and whatever different weights there are for your car. Then they have semi-synthetic or something like that, like it's half good and half. Now, if you get synthetic, it lasts longer and it's a better, more expensive oil, believe it or not. And you're thinking, wow, how is something synthetic compared to the original better? I don't know. I don't know how that works, even a guy like me. But anyway, it's about $100, $80 on the cheap for 5 quarts. My truck takes between 6 and 7, I think. I know it's more than 6. So they're going to charge you extra for that, right? So if you do the math, you're thinking probably $15, $20 for an extra quart. Well, it was $50. No, I'm sorry. it was on sale for 50 bucks, and the dealership gave me a coupon for $79. Are you with me so far? I know this is boring, but everybody needs an oil change, or you're going to have massive problems later in your car, costing you at least a couple thousand if you don't do your oil change, whether your car's 5 years old, 2 years old, 20 years old. So anyway, it's highly recommended. I actually got it for $35. $35. They had a special, and it was down about a good 12 miles from where I was at. And I went in there, and they had all kinds of businesses in there, or all kinds of services, I should say. Tune-ups, transmissions, you name it, they did it all. And it looked like it was an old car dealership back on between 7 Mile and Grand River. And it was this, I'm not sure, they were Arabic. I don't know what nationality specifically, but they took my car and they did a brake, check on it and the oil change, everything. And I thought they were going to charge me extra for the oil, because it's, 1 or 2 quarts less than the 5 quart offer. No, they were totally cool. And I tipped everybody, they did a good job. And I was in there maybe 15, 20 minutes. But for 35 bucks, right? For full synthetic, the premium, the oil that they offer. So I asked all these people. Here's the interesting part. So I can't, I kind of narrow it down to one of my ideas that I think would help a lot of people, whether you're a viewer or you're somebody that's out there trying to start a business. I said to them, I said, you know what? I have a podcast show. I do all kinds of different things, and I have a studio that I've been working on for the last couple months, and I haven't really launched it yet because we're still working behind the scenes with AIs, and I've got people that aren't really super qualified, but they're trying their heart out. And what if we do a broadcast? You can come into our studio in Troy. It's real easy because people want to see a brick and mortar building, which we have now. It's a beautiful facility, trust me. And or you could do it remotely, like I've done it. You could be at your home or your office or whatever. And we can promote your business, take questions and answers. You can share it in advance with all your friends, family, neighbors, on different platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And we can slice and dice that conversation while we offer in real time your QR code, your Instagram, any of your social media, your website if you have one, and give them a discount. And we offer the discount because of us, Dash Talk. And so we win. And that's all we want. We just want a tiny kickback if you sell. If you don't, we're not going to charge you anything. People tell me, oh, you should charge them this much a month. And I go, no. I only, it's like when you pay for commercials, or even if you've ever advertised in a newspaper years ago, if you're old enough, and if you're not, you've paid for extra Google ads or something like that. They're always going to offer you to boost it for $5 a day or $10 a week or something, or higher, right? And there's still no guarantee that you're going to sell. Now imagine you being able to, that's never been on camera very much, or don't feel comfortable talking into a microphone, but I'm going to make you feel comfortable. I've never not done it. And it's always about you, whether we're doing Dash Talk, anything, right? So what if you're talking about your business or your charity? Or maybe you have a fundraiser at your church or your school, your daughter's Girl Scout camp or whatever, right? So, what if you get that? And for charities, I don't really want anything. And if it takes up time, it's inconvenient to me. I'm stupid. I'll do it. But even if we raise money off of somebody, if I make $5 twice a week off somebody, or $50 or whatever, and they get 90% of it, I'm happy. And if we do that for a lot of people, I think they're going to be happy. Plus, when they're done with the interview, they'll be able to slice and dice it on their own, or I know how to do it, meaning editing it. Like, oh, that part was good. That 10 seconds was great. I can put that on TikTok. Oh, that 2 minutes was great. I can put that on my Instagram or my Snapchat. Or you can loop it as long as you want, forever. And if you want to come back and do another interview or post on that, you'll see on my Nash Talk, I've interviewed people that weren't even famous, or just do songwriter rounds for free for the last 5-10 years. And if they celebrate something, or if they're pushing their business or a new song, I'm going to go back. My loyalty to them, regardless of how much we keep building up, is that I'm going to push it. And they acknowledge it. And I haven't seen some of these people in over a year. And, that's how we're going to do it here. It's not that hard. I mean, for me, it's not. Maybe for the average person, to be in front of a microphone and figure out how to edit and work micro cameras and lights and do all the things I do. I love doing that. I don't know why. I wish I could have done this 30 years ago, but they didn't have this technology. So the whole purpose is to get people into the groove of not, it's not me, it's not my show. It's just me helping that person express themselves, share a message, promote their business, services, what have you. And that's a win, I think. And if it doesn't work, then I'm not going to make any money off them, but at least they have something out there for life. The other thing that we're going to do is a legacy video. And that's if somebody out there, you could be young, you'd be going into the military, not see your wife and kids for 6 months or a year, being on a tour of duty somewhere. You just may want to record yourself before you start getting into older age like us, where, we're doing Botox and, just for men, or, Clairol Beautiful and, injections and everything. You want to capture yourself younger, great. If you're older, it's too late. You can still record your message and say, hey, you know what? This is what I've done all my life. These are the things I want to do, things I didn't want to do, but to my kids, my grandkids, my friends, my family, this is my living video. And I hope it finds you well. And I hope that, there's something one day when I'm gone, you can look back and see my face and hear my voice. Not a bad idea. The technology's out there in all shapes and forms. It's only going to get bigger, better, especially with AI. But I work with all that. The technology, old and new, hardware, old and new, AI, I love it, old and new, and it's going to keep getting better. To do the incorporate, I should say, what I've done in my past, even though I'm not famous, I'm not a Jay Towers, I'm not a Doug Podell, I'm not a Mr. Positive, I'm just me. But I want to make sure that I can take this and do what you want to do. There's no guarantee your life is going to be successful, no matter how much money you have, how educated you are. There's no guarantee that you're not going to have things go wrong in your life. And you want to capture the positive times in your life. There's people out there, I've lost 15 people at least just in the last 2 years. 2 years. And a lot of them were younger than me. And I wonder if people wish they had them recorded. And it's funny because I've known these people, some of them since my son, 5.5 years ago. And I thought, God, they haven't taken a clue yet. It's not an insult. It's just that most people, I found out, no matter how much they post, no matter how much they text, no matter how much they engage in some political post or something like that, they don't know how to create a video of themselves sharing a message, promoting something, or leaving a message for somebody in the future. That's it. It's that simple. It's that simple. So I don't want to bore you. I'm trying it out. I love that little background music. Is that cool? It's kind of cheesy though. Oh yeah, that's funky. Yeah, you're listening to Dash Talk live from the Motor City. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we've got our official press passes. So if you know anybody at the movement in Detroit, I usually do. But we're going to go down there hopefully with Dance Party live from that. We're going to take our other stuff. We're going to try to be part of the downtown Detroit scene, including concerts, sporting events, and the Grand Prix. So if you know any cool and connected people that have any abilities or any connections or resources, because like I said, I am so limited on my resources and contacts at the moment. But I will get to another level pretty soon because I'm going to start recruiting people and hiring people to be part of this. Because right now it's been mostly me doing everything. And I just want to make sure that we can promote the business, and instead of giving Groupon 75% of your money, because that's what it is pretty much. And I love Groupon, but because it benefits me, but I don't think it benefits the other people. Let us know and we'll put you on, and we'll set up a time, and you just give us your information, any video clips on or off the internet, any pictures, and if they're even fuzzy or filtered, I can fix them. Okay, I don't mind doing it. And I'm about 90% of the time I can fix them pretty fast. And then just give me a little bit of bio and history to make it fun and interesting. And you can engage an audience. And even when we're off air, post That's what that means, after. Um, you can still see that conversation weeks from now, months from now. And it goes for anything that I do. And so that's kind of the build. And if anybody wants to copy the idea or try to replicate the idea, that's fine too. Hey, we're all doing our part. So I don't have a problem with that. You have no idea how many ideas I got floating out there that I see down on Woodward or somewhere, and that's what you do. You gotta create evidence that you were here and that you try to make a difference, and you know people enjoy it, right? Okay, so that's it. Can you fix my phone pics? Let me see. I'm too shy. Wait, what? I'm too shy. That's what's in my way. I don't think a lot of people are as comfortable speaking or being in front of a camera. I don't like being in front of a camera, especially being older. My face, the way I talk, the way I breathe sometimes, I don't have that. It's not that I can't have it. I've done it live many times, like at a wedding or a corporate event. But what's nice about a professional is that they only have to talk like in between songs, and they get to go to commercials, and their segments are really short. Mine are really long, so I don't have the ability to take breaks. And I think when you do something for 7 minutes or less at a time, it's much easier. It's like being in a boxing ring for 3 rounds, like Mike Tyson was versus 15. By the time you hit the eighth or ninth round, you're worn out. By the time you hit I don't even know how you make it into the 14th or 15th round. Um, but that's what happens here. It's like when it becomes a marathon, it becomes more taxing. So I do the things that most radio DJs and TV personalities don't or won't. But that's okay because we want to keep it real. And then if I look imperfect, I think the person sitting next to me that is shy or not comfortable in front of a microphone slash camera also feels like, wow, okay, we're in this together, and it makes it easier for them to relate and express themselves. Does that make sense? Um, and then like I said, we can even put your own favorite music in. That little organ cracks me up. I like that. I gotta put more sound effects in here. Um, okay, so that's it. How long have we been on? 27 minutes. It's almost rush hour. Make sure you have a great weekend out there. Um, I'm like I said, we'll let you know when we're going to launch it, and then it's up to the viewer at this point, not the viewer, the person that I'm interviewing. Sorry, should have wrote that down. To also provide their audience. That's all you need. So if you've got a big following, 300, 3,000 people, plus even if you only have a smaller following, each of those people, if we broadcast it public, which we will, that means like let's say your cousin, you know, Michael and your sister Sherry, they share it, and while they're watching it, that means their whole entire friend base or whatever, no matter what settings they have, they got 35 friends. Their 35 friends can see it. If they set it to public, they can share it, and then it branches out like a tree. So instead of having, you might say 2 people right here, but then at the end of this, I'll see that 180 people watched it within the first 10 minutes. And not everybody's going to watch it for the full length of time. They might watch it for 10, 15 seconds. But if we promote it the right way and create a format for pushing that business, whatever, you could be selling jewelry, homemade jewelry, you could be selling anything, and it's up to you. So we'll stream on it, and we're going to get better at it and make sure that it's interesting for the audience, even if the people watch it for 10 or 15 minutes, because that's what they're really used to when they see an interview. But even if we capture an hour of it just for fun, we'll try to keep it engaging so the audience has a good time too. And then we'll slice it and dice it later. I got AIs built into this thing that will take everything and label it. So I don't even have to do anything, to be honest with you. And if they didn't do it the right way, because AIs are still trying to fix themselves a little bit here and there, we have the ability to manually edit instantly right after that. Does that make sense? Okay, good. All right. So anyway, I appreciate you guys, and pass the word, because it's not the Chris Anthony show. All right. I'm just the messenger. You bring your friends on. If you're uncomfortable, I'll make you feel bad. We'll tell some jokes. We'll even get an audience to, give you this. Oh, so. Okay. See what I'm saying? All right, you get as goofy as you want. And all right, so see, I'm trying to bring some positivity. And you can be old like me, and you can still do it. Keep going on. I've lost I lost about 13 pounds, and I'm about to lose some more. My arms are getting a little bit better. I like it. So stay healthy out there. You don't have to be a gym rat. Go to Planet Fitness, or something like that. Stay healthy, hydrate. All right, summer's coming. Look good, feel good. Stay. I know you guys take it for granted when I say it, but some I see people all the time getting sick, and then they go, oh, and when you have one of those uh-oh moments, it's bad, right, Roberto? We all know that. All right, so that's it. Got to go. Thank you for letting me test it. The other reason I was on so long because I was seeing how the green screen was going to work. I got to take this off real quick. Settings. All right, virtual background. All right. So when I do this, oh, see how it messes it up? I took that part off. Let me see. Anyway, well, oh, here we go. That's what it looks like, right? I can do anything I want in here. Let's see here, Sonorama. See that? It's kind of cool, isn't it? I like that. All right. Here's Nash Talk. There's Dance Party. So we've got them all. Got Misfits. We're doing it all. All right. So live from Detroit. That was it. Playing around. This is kind of my test. And you got to. Here's a secret. If you really want to succeed at anything, just like even being a DJ, people think, oh, I got the DJ, so I get to download it and I get to mix it and scratch it. And then when you get in front of a live audience, it's different. You're dealing with drunk people and people holding up their phones. You got to do stuff in real time with real people. That's the hard part. It's like driving a car. We love driving. Then you got to deal with potholes, traffic, and construction, whatever. So sometimes the love and the passion for something has to deal with obstacles, and my obstacles with this is making sure everything's technically smooth. I mean, you guys are getting a first look or first looks like I've done in the past, testing out microphones, how things should sound, how things should look. Because if you do it behind the scenes and never beta test it in front of people, and then you're live, you can't fix it when you're live. You got to deal with it, and you're like, oh, first impression is everything. But I don't mind because I've got 1,000+ people cracking this chair. Geez, what happened? Hoping to break nothing. This was in my chair. So anyway, that's it. So just keep plugging away. And if you got anybody out there that wants to come on, if you see this later, it's Friday afternoon. Yeah, give me a call or give us a text. Where's Big Shot Vinny? Is he around? He's my he's my executive producer for Dash Talk. And if Nash Talk, I've got my executive producer, Mikkel Kiersey. He's based out of Nashville. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of cool things. Let's have some fun. And Detroit in the house. That's right. Detroit in the house. That's what this is. This is about the Motor City, the Detroit Lions, the Pistons, the Red Wings and the Tigers, the riverfront, name it. And in and around the big part of Detroit's actually a pretty versatile city. Got a lot of culture. We've got a lot of everything. So there should be no reason why we're not getting the amount of content for this show. All right, that's it. And if you're lurking or passing by or whatever you call it, I hate that word lurk. I don't know if somebody taught me that word, and I don't even know what that means. So thank you very much. Does that look good though? Does that look okay? Looks cool. Kind of blends in. I like it. I think it looks cool. Maybe I'll work on this part right here, that little microphone right there. See it up there? I was using my mouse and I realized you can't see it. All right. Hey, Mikkel, just talking about you, brother. That's my guy. That's my vice president of Nash Talk. So I got Nashville covered, and that's pretty cool to have 2 cities covered, right? We're gonna build this thing. All right. Yeah, we're gonna take it to a fun level. We don't care how high it goes, as long as we help somebody every time we do it, right? And have some fun. Cool, love it. I like it. All right, that's it. Should I play some music on the way out? Let me see if I got some. Hold on. Oh, better get up. Better get up.